We are exploring question against the task ensure team members stakeholders are adequately trained. Here is the question. Your team has designed a comprehensive training program for the end users. Some of the stakeholders are asking for a shorter version of the program since they only use a limited part of the solution. What would you do? Option A, ask the stakeholder to attend part of the training program. Option B, create a separate program since they have different training needs. Option C, negotiate with the stakeholders and request them to attend the full program. And the final option, creating a separate program will be an additional cost and effort, so reject the idea. So technically you reject the idea, that's the option D is talking about. Now what do you think? Which option you will choose when you face such situation in your project environment where you want to train your end users and stakeholders? From my side, I go with option B, create a separate program since they have different training needs. Let's explore and from where this question is coming. Now, the new PMP exam is focusing on the people aspect significantly more than before, and the training has come up as a focused task in the exam content outline. The previous exam was only focusing on training your team, the project team, but now we also need to focus on training the stakeholders, the end users. Now, only by training your end users and stakeholders appropriately on the product or the result which you are producing on based on your project, you will be able to make them use your product or a service in an effective way. You might have seen or you might have experienced yourself, you have a product, but you don't know many uses of it, many features of it, and you end up partially using it. And maybe the company who has designed that product, they never intended their end user should only use part of the feature which they have developed. So we as a project manager need to look beyond our project boundary and we need to see how do we make our product and result really making business impact. Now here we look little detail into the option. Ask these stakeholders to attend the part of the training program. Now, it could be a way if the training program is designed in a very modular way. So, you may have an executive briefing, you may have other detailed things coming later on. But the question is not giving clear idea that you have a modular training program or non-modular training program. So, saying okay, it's a 3-day program, but you just attend the 1 day may not be may be an option, but may not be a right option also. If I don't have anything else other than this, I may choose that, but I go little more fishing and see if I have a better option than this particular one. Now, creating a separate program since they have a different training need is a clear-cut option. So, option A might look like option B only, but since I have explicitly saying that come up with a special program for the different category of the stakeholders, I will choose that. Now, what does it mean? You may have some executives who are only using the report part, the dashboard part of the product. You might have someone who is going to support the product. He may need the details of various internal way of working of that product or service. So, different segment of stakeholder, different customer segment may need different training or different uses from the product. So, as a project manager, I should promote creating customer or at stakeholder specific training programs, and this is one of the expectation from exam content outline as well, and that's why this option works well. Now, negotiating with the stakeholder and request them to attend the full program. Again, they just need part of it and you are trying to make them sit for 3 days. You may negotiate with few, but others will not come. So, overall the effectiveness will go down. If I am sitting for a 3 days program where only half a day is relevant for me, I will feel bored and I may create a bad experience for other participants as well. So, I don't have to negotiate and waste somebody's time just to increase or just for my convenience, because I don't have to create another program. Now, creating a separate program will be an additional effort, then reject the idea. It may look very clear that yes, if you want to focus on saving your money, you can do that. But here there is no explicit detail about that will you get paid for it or will you not get paid for it, or is it a part of your deliverable or not deliverable. So, those kind of questions are hints are not there in the question, and if in the absence of those hints as a project manager, my goal is always to ensure that the knowledge of the uses should be communicated to the stakeholder at an optimum level. So, I won't reject the idea of creating a different stakeholder segment wise training program. I want them to learn about my product in a better way, because they can also reject to attend my training program, and what will happen at the result, my product or my service which is coming out of this particular project will not get used well. So, looking at these reasons, I go with creating a separate program since they have a different training needs. The idea of this question is not to talk about ABCD, and my intent here is we explore the thought process behind those questions, and when you look at them, when you comment about it, may also comment about the thought process rather than just saying why not option A over option B, and as usual I would love to hear your comments in the comment section.